Morning everyone, and how's it all going? Today we've got a brand new car that I'm going to be showing you. It is the new Opel Mokka, and this car is actually quite special. It looks pretty unique, and it's a car that not many people know about. So hopefully you'll enjoy this video as we have a bit of a walk around and show you inside and the outside of the car and show you some special features. Alright everyone, let's have a look at the outside of the Opel Mokka E. So this is Opel's revival basically, because they are now owned by the Stellantis group, and the Stellantis group own Alfa Romeo, Peugeot, Citroën and a whole bunch of other brands, including Opel. And I really like the design. The design is one thing that everyone has been really raving on about for this car. It does look different, it does look quite funky. You know, I've actually seen one of these cars being driven on the road, and you can definitely tell, you know, that was a bright green one, but even with the two-tone white and black, it is a very distinctive car. There's a lot of accents around here, so there's a red accent on the door pillar there, and also quite a lot of design elements at the front. The headlights, you can see the daytime running light, the headlight strip there. That's very sharp and looks great, looks very modern. And you can see the grille here at the front. Definitely looks like an EV because you don't really have that internal combustion grille. You have like a bit of a fascia at the front here, which is great. So that looks amazing as well. And then we've got the wheels. So the wheels are quite a unique design as well. We've got some red accent on the wheels, as well as a bit of a diamond cut finish on the face of the wheels. So that's quite unique as well. I don't think I've ever seen another car that has that sort of detailing. So moving around to the side, we've got some pretty large door mirrors there, side mirrors, and then we've got again the same sort of design language at the back, where we have this angular brake light or angular running light. And I really do like the new logos as well. So the font is pretty funky for the Mokka logo, and then we've got the E for electric power and the Opel badge at the back here as well. And Opel's been a company that has been around for a long time, so there's a lot of history. A lot of my friends actually had Opels in South Africa, Opel Cadets especially. So there's quite a lot of pedigree that goes with the brand if you're familiar with Opel. I really do like this design element here where there is this red accent that runs all the way along the side of the car. Again, it just makes the car really distinctive, makes the car a little bit more fun and a little bit more interesting. So yeah, great job, Opel. Alright, so speaking of nice design elements as well, we've got the Opel Mokka key here, and the key is a really nice weight. It's really hefty and it feels pretty solid. So obviously you've got the lock and unlock buttons, and you can also press the boot release to open the boot. So let's do that. There we go, and the boot pops open. The boot space is actually really good for a compact SUV, and you can also fold the seats down if required to have a flat boot area, so that's really good. Alright, let's have a look under the bonnet and talk about some of the performance characteristics of the Mokka E. So obviously this is an electric car, it's a pure electric car. I believe it has a 100 kilowatt motor, and the range is 363 kilometers. The 0 to 100 performance is about 9.2 seconds. And yeah, you can see under the bonnet here, this is where all of the motor and the controller and all of the electronics sit. And so it is a front wheel drive car, so the motor just sits down there. You can also get this in a 1.2 litre internal combustion engine form, and that is, you know, significantly cheaper, but you get the same sort of quality and the same look as well. But if you want to get the EV, then this is what it looks like under the bonnet. Alright, Right, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to step into the car and have a look at the interior of the car. So we're just going to jump into the driver's seat now. And the first thing that I notice is that there is quite a comfortable steering wheel. And there's buttons that you need for operating the car. So we've got the cruise control buttons on the left hand side, and then the volume controls and some of the cool functions on the right hand side. And we have some rather good looking vents. Again, the accents flow through from the exterior all the way into the interior. So we've got this really nice red accent on the interior that runs along the vents. It looks really good actually. It makes the vents look a lot more integrated. They don't stick out as much. And we've also got some really nice screens. So the central display screen is really big actually. It's bigger than I expected. And it's in a really good position. You can see it through the steering wheel really well. And it's really nice and bright. It's quite colourful. Again, the sort of the fun element of this car comes through on the interior as well. And then we've got the infotainment screen. So here's the infotainment screen here. Again, it's really bright, it's really colourful, and it's quite easy to use. You can see all the different options here. So obviously we're on stereo at the moment, but you can click on options, you can go to music files, you can go to photos, so that's all there as well. You can go to the settings page, you can go to navigation as well. So there's a sat-nav built in, which is great, and also you can use your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto or other apps. And then finally we've got some car control settings. So we've got traction control, blind spot monitoring, vehicle check, and then a whole bunch of other vehicle settings as well. There we go. So yeah, pretty comprehensive and pretty easy to use interface. You just use the buttons on the bottom here to be able to navigate through that. The other thing that I really like about this car is that all the buttons feel very premium. So I've never really seen these buttons in any other car. They're quite square, they're really nice to touch, and they definitely make you feel like there's a lot of tactile feeling in the car, which is really nice. And then we'll hop over across to the passenger seat as well. So the passenger seat looks like it's really nicely designed. There's a mix of different colors and materials, so it looks like it's a bit more textured and a little bit more interesting, and probably quite comfortable as well. The driver's seat is fairly comfortable, I have to say, from just sitting inside here. So that's great. The climate controls, they've decided to actually have physical dials and physical buttons, which is great. So here you can see a really nice bright LCD screen that shows you the climate control, etc. And you can also adjust that on the infotainment screen as well up here. Right, so moving on to the back of the car, we have the charging port here, and we can just press on the flap in order to open the charging port, and there you have your charging port all ready to go. Let's have a look at the rear space and the rear legroom. It looks like it's actually pretty large and comfortable in here as well. So I'm just going to jump in. Now the seats are actually moved fairly far backward, so this is probably not the normal driving position, but as you can see I've still got enough legroom actually, even with the seats quite far back. So yeah, lots of space in here. Again, the materials do feel pretty premium, pretty nice. Right, so we've just come into the Opel showroom to try and wrap up the video, and you can see the size difference here between the new Mokka and the new Corsa. So the Corsa is the smallest hatchback that they sell, and yeah, there is a little bit of a size difference between the Mokka and the Corsa. The Corsa, I just tried, the legroom was a little bit less in the rear and has a smaller boot as well. And again, you can see the size difference here between the Corsa and the Mokka. I do see a lot of advertising for the new Astra. You can see the blue one back there. So I think they will be bringing a new Astra to New Zealand as well. I'm assuming the Astra is going to be about the same size as the Mokka, because I think the Mokka is a little bit higher, a little bit taller, so it's more like a crossover than a hatchback. Alright everyone, so hopefully you really enjoyed that quick visual review of the new Opel Mokka E. Let us know what you think about this car. Should we do a full review? Should we go out and test drive it? There's actually a lot of Opel and Peugeot and Citroen cars coming from the Stellantis group, as well as a lot of Alfa Romeos. So we're really looking forward to testing more of these cars in the future and bringing you some more quality content. Alright, see you later, catch you next time.